Shalom, shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. It's the brother Shapaya from GMS Chicago coming at you again. The quick lesson through the Spirit. Lessons is going to be on the Super Bowl commercials, some of them in halftime show, which was very symbolic. All right, for the ones who watched it, you know what I'm talking about. If you had that third eye view or that spiritual view, you would know what was going on. All right, so first and foremost, they showed a I forget which commercial it was, but basically it was Edomites dressed in Roman apparel, which they, right there, they're telling you who the Edomites were and who they are, all right? And there's a book from Esau to Rome, I believe, how Rome literally goes back to the bloodline of Esau, all right? Even you can link up Philip of Macedon, Alexander the Great's father goes all the way back to the line of Esau. Okay, so Esau is telling the world, matter of fact, the Super Bowl is one of the most watched things on television history. Every year it comes out, everybody's watching the Super Bowl. So it's a hell of a platform to get a message across, right? So Esau shows the world who the fuck he really is. They're the Romans, and this is the last leg of the Roman Empire, because this is Rome 2.0. Rome 2.0, all right? You have the beast, NATO, the EU, 10 toes, all right? Who sits on top of that beast? Babylon the Great, all right? The great whore, all right? Which is America, okay? Then you had another commercial where, I forget this comedian name, but he was dressed in all gold, all right? You had an Edomite who was a server, I believe, all right? But nonetheless, he had all gold on, and then he had the crown of Caesar on his head. Now, Caesar is just another word for king, all right? Which and the tables are going to turn. Esau was sitting at the head. Jake was sitting at the head of the table with gold and a crown on his head, man. So Esau knows that the table's about to turn, all right? Trading places, all right? That's going to happen, man. And Esau knows it. All right? This is part of his medium, his witchcraft, if you will. All right, so in another commercial, you had Morgan Freeman speaking about Pangea. He said everything wasn't divided, yada, yada, yada. It was one land. Now, we know, according to the scriptures, Idan, which means paradise, was one land. All right? And eastward in that paradise, you had a garden. Garden of Eden, which would have been Jerusalem. All right? And when you put all the pieces of the earth together, right in the middle is, that fertile crescent that, Jerusalem, Israel, all right? Right in the dead center of it, okay? Now, also, this commercial was made by Turkish Airlines, and when you actually put all the pieces together, Israel and Turkey is damn near in the middle, all right? Israel is more in the middle than Turkey, but if you get a sense of what I'm saying, all right? So, nonetheless, you had this black man, Morgan Freeman, who usually plays a role of God, all right, letting you know how the world began, so to speak, okay? In another commercial, Esau literally admits that they never went to the moon. Like, they flat out said it, all right? And so now during the halftime show, you had Dr. Dre, Snoop, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, which this is an all Jake cast. So I believe in Eminem to be a Jake. Nonetheless, you had all Israelites performing, right? And it seemed like they was performing on top of the White House. Now, you had this White House sitting on city streets, like when you did a drone aerial view looking down right above it. It looked like the building was sitting on a floor mat full of roads. Like, if you ever was a little kid and you had the rug with the cars, all right, and things of that nature, it looks like one big city. Well, that's exactly the description or the depiction they had at the halftime show, right? And then and Kendrick Lamar came out, you had people running to the so-called stage with torches in their hand, or what seemed to be like torches, rioting basically against the White House. All right, and it was all Jake. It was all Jake. All right, and hey, that's what's about to get ready to happen. A uprising. Okay. Okay, and then you had these Jakes with the blonde hair, all right, dancing with Kendrick Lamar. And now and that blonde is a representation of what do you say, leprosy, all right? Because a lot of you niggas want to be like the so-called white man, but I looked at it from another aspect. When you watch The Knowing, right? They showed the angels to have all black on, and they had blonde hair. They were the angels. Now we know the angels don't look like that, but nevertheless, they represented the angels in this movie. And that's how I deem this depiction to be, man. All right? They had the black suits on, all right? Just like the angels in Knowing, all right? Because who's going to destroy this place? Yahweh Shai and the angels, okay? And the elect is going to get their hands wet too, all right? But like I said, you had people rioting against the White House. There was rioting on the city with torches, man, all right? Then you had, after the halftime show, you had a commercial of kids drinking. Now, it was water, but you know what it said? Liquid death. Now, water is a representation of doctrine, all right? And the kids was drinking, it was in the can. It was called liquid death, man, which is nothing but their philosophies, man, okay? So if you looked at that situation, those commercials in the halftime show, the spiritual eye, you would have known what Esau was actually saying, right? And they used Jake as puppets. That's the funny thing. Because for you to have a Super Bowl halftime show, you have rehearsals, just like concerts. So they knew exactly what Jake was about to do, but they allowed it because it's the truth, right? That's part of their witchcraft. I'm going to tell you without telling you, man. Okay? And, I really didn't watch the third quarter. I turned it back on towards the end, but I'm pretty sure it was more stuff within that Super Bowl, man. All right, more stuff within the commercials and things of that nature, man. But yeah, hey, this shit is it. Esau's on his last leg. He has a short time, so he's about to start turning up, man. And that's just my spiritual aspect or outlook of the Super Bowl commercials and Super Bowl halftime. So I pray it was edifying. Say with that, and it was crazy as I'm watching it. Me and the brother Saint Benji got a relationship. The Spirit bring us something. We'll text it to each other so we don't forget. It's like notes. So I was taking notes in real time. I was like, I'm just put it together and do a lesson. So I transferred that from my text messages into my notepad so I could get into this lesson. And like I said, I pray it's edifying. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Abba, Abba.